What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Generational Sports. Hosting, as always, is your boy Connie. I got it, my right, which is this way, not the other way, because it's mirrored and I always forget. My guy Josh. We got a Super Bowl champion. We got Michael in the comment section already on Colorcast. What's going on? We got NBA stuff. There were fights this week. I mean, listen, what a weekend to be a sports fan. But Josh, the most important thing, and the thing that I care about most, as always, is how are you doing, my friend?
Well, I really appreciate that. I'm doing well. Uh, yeah, it was a good weekend. UFC 271 and the Super Bowl was a good weekend. How are you doing, Connie? Because I also care very much.
Oh, you know what a guy. Yeah, chilling. Let me tell you something, Josh. You're gonna have to carry the UFC part of the show when we get to it later on, because you went out Saturday night to
Mm.
the local, club, club and bar, whatever. Woo! That was a lot. That was that was a lot.
Well, I
Bad
bet. I
decisions
bet.
might have been made. But you know what? We live and we learn. Look at this. We got our boy in here already. Is this the incredible Generational Sports Podcast hosted by Anthony and Josh live? What a treat. You know what
Yeah,
it is. You feel
Clayton.
me? All right, Josh. We got all questions answered. You can tell by the title, which is beautifully made, by the way. Who Dey? The Rams. Clever. We have Super Bowl champions. Uh, and in honor of that, I mean, I had to pull out the Patriots Super Bowl shirt of when they beat the Rams in the Super
I don't
Bowl.
got one of
you
those.
know,
I don't got one of those.
I was gonna say, Josh, one of these days you'll be able to
Got
wear
this
that one.
guy. Got that guy.
Wait, well, I gotta read this comment from Michael. He said Connie went to the Blue Oyster Club. I don't even know what that means.
I have no idea what that is.
Since when has Josh had to carry the UFC segment?
Every week, man. Every
Bro,
week.
listen, there have been times that I've watched, just the last couple of times, the boys have hit me up and been like, yo, you trying to go out and hang, have a little fun? And I'm like, I can't say no. Can't say no to that. But listen, let's get into the Super Bowl because, listen, that's what everybody is here for. Nice little recap of it. We had a 23-20 game. You know what, Josh? I usually start it off, but I want you to start it off this time because I saw a little tweet that you had saying that you had a lot to think about, with this game. Of course, I'm going to give my opinion, but it seemed like you had a lot of things to say after the conclusion of the game last night.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't want to be a classic guy who's like the Rams shouldn't have won that game, but they really shouldn't have won that game. I mean, Matthew Stafford had a beautiful drive. Uh, I didn't even notice at the time that was a no look pass to Cup
No, I
over the
didn't
middle.
either.
It was absolutely beautiful. But uh, we'll start at the beginning of the game. It kind of went exactly how we both said it would go. We said that Burrow needed to get the ball out quickly, and that's what he did for the entire first half. He was throwing it to the flats almost every play. He was getting it to Chase out quickly. And the Rams defense did exactly what they thought they would do. They were able to get the pressure and didn't really allow. I mean, I think the Bengals' first three drives were actually, I think the third drive is when Chase had that catch. So, but the first two drives, they went forward on fourth down the first drive, and then they had a 3-and-out afterwards. So, didn't start well for them. The Rams drove down the field, were able to score, and then after that Chase catch and T. Higgins scores a touchdown. I don't think the Rams came back and scored, but then I believe there was the T. Higgins touchdown. And I get it. Jalen Ramsey didn't have his best game. In the game of all games, he did not perform at his best. I said you wanted them to put, their second corner and have safety help over the top on Jamar, and I said, no, let Ramsey and him go one-on-one. I think it's safe to say Chase won majority of those
Yeah.
battles, especially that nasty one-handed catch. Uh, was very impressive, but Jalen Ramsey deserves no blame for that T. Higgins touchdown. Missed face mask. Uh, that's not on him. That's on the ref right there. And speaking of refs, they picked very interesting times to get involved in the game. the game-winning drive. Essentially, they decide, hey, we haven't thrown these flags all game. We've been letting them play, but you know what? Right now, we're gonna start. We're gonna start throwing them. I can't remember who the linebacker was that got the first pass interference, but I thought that was great coverage. I thought obviously there was a little bit of contact, but I thought it was great, good coverage against a guy like Cooper Kupp as a linebacker. You got to let him get away with a little bit, and I thought he played great. And then Eli Apple sells the game, which I think we're all happy about. He's
Twitter
been
was
getting
certainly
it.
happy.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Twitter is tearing him apart still, and I love it. So yeah, Troy Reader. Yeah, I thought he played great coverage there. And then Cooper Kupp does Cooper Kupp things, gets in the end zone again. And then on the other side, the Bengals had like what, a minute 35 to
Yeah,
score
somewhere
in
around there.
the game. Uh, and I mean, Aaron Donald just went beast mode on him. He got the pressure, wasn't allowing anything to happen. Really wasn't allowing Joe to go through his reads. But that fourth down, I really feel like P. Ryan should have dove for that. I think Joe put it clearly as best he could, doing a 360 going to the ground, put it in diving distance for him, and he just didn't reach for it. I was very confused about that, but
It's like a Cam Newton situation all over again.
it's not even close. I knew you were going to say some bullshit, but um, yeah, Aaron Donald got great pressure there. Was going to be a sack, but Joe Burrow did everything he could there, and then the Rams win it. Uh, and Cooper Kupp wins the Super Bowl MVP. I know a lot of people want Aaron Donald to win it, but Cooper Kupp, I mean, basically, in my opinion, single-handedly kept the Rams afloat in that game after that T. Higgins touchdown. We said it last week, yards after catch are going to kill the Bengals, and Cooper Kupp was killing them. Every time he caught the ball 5 yards, he'd take it 25. He was killing them in that category. And I mean, the Bengals caught a break with the Odell injury. He was about to put up some crazy numbers. Odell he only had like 2 catches, but he had like 50 yards in that touchdown, obviously. So
Come on.
it was in. I mean,
Come
it was
on.
basically at his feet. Like it was right there. All he had to kind of do was extend his arms. But I don't know. It was a tough play for them. But yeah, I mean, Stafford, I was impressed with him. I didn't know if he'd be able to step. I mean, we've seen him step up in the big games all postseason, but he's also had some really bad moments in the postseason, and I thought we'd see a lot of that. And I mean, his 2 picks, I can't remember the second one. The first one I don't think was really a big deal. It
No, the
was,
first one was a punt.
yeah, I mean, it was 2 minutes left in the half. Take a shot at the end zone, and Jesse Bates just made a good play. What was the second pick? I don't
The
remember.
second one, I believe he threw it to the person that replaced Odell, and it kind of bounced off of his
Oh
hand.
yeah, but yeah, he dropped it. 18 had a bad playoff run, man. He had a bad playoff run. Had that drop touchdown, and then that play. That's tough, but yeah, they got the job done. I think it's pretty safe to say the Rams won the trade at this point. I think it was pretty obvious for all season that they won the trade, but yeah, it's very interesting. And now, I mean, I know a lot of people are like, that's it for the Bengals. They're not going to get back, but because it's happened with other teams, but this Bengals team is so young offensively, and they aren't missing too many pieces to be a consistent dominant team in the league. Unlike I was thinking about it compared to the Panthers, like we were old. We made the playoffs one time after our Super Bowl appearance. We were old. A lot of players retired. Kuechly retires, and that kind of shuts down the defense. The Bengals, if they can shore up that offensive line and get some secondary help, they're going to have a long, long, successful future ahead of them. But yeah, I'm happy for the Rams, happy for Stafford, no, I'm not happy for Von Miller. Hate seeing that man raise that trophy, but yeah, very good game overall.
Yeah, for me, I think it all there were just questionable moments, and it's weird because I didn't think that there would be. I think both of these coaches are very good. So there were more questionable moments in this game than I thought we would have because I thought the coaching was at a high level. Um,
It starts like that, but that only happens when it turns on. I'm telling you, man, it's so tough to sleep. It wakes me up at like 2
bro, I
a.m.
literally thought I was just watching the Doctor Strange trailer.
It's
I
it
thought that.
scares it scares me all the
Well,
time,
I
man.
actually my soul almost came out of my body right there. I thought, oh wow, okay. Um, but it started on the first possession for the Bengals where it's in my head, it's almost a rite of passage in the Super Bowl for the first 2 drives for both teams to be a 3 and out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's basically a rite of passage. What's going on, CJ? By the way, people watching over on YouTube, watching over on Twitch, we appreciate you. Facebook as well. Also, make sure you check out the color cast. Okay, we can't see the comments on Twitter or anything anymore, so make sure you go check out the color cast because then we can interact, we can have some fun, and we can carry on from there. But as I was saying, it was just a little strange to me that you go for on a 4th and 1. And what were they at, like the 49-yard line,
Yeah.
like their
Yeah.
own 49?
Yeah.
So like just punt the ball away. You're literally just starting the game. And it's again one of those situations for me where it's like you get, even if you get that 1 yard, you still have to make another 2-3 plays to even get into a position to score the ball. And I remember, the Raider Charger game, right? And I talked about this as well, where the Chargers went for it on like their own 30-yard line. Like, there's no point in going for it in a spot to me where the next play or two can't get you into the scoring position. Like there
Yeah.
was, I don't know, there was just no point to me. And then of course they don't get it, and then the Rams go down and score a touchdown. That was a touchdown to OBJ, the first one in the game. So how do you know that if you don't punt the ball, and maybe you put them down at the 5-yard line all of a sudden, and then there's no chance, then maybe they can't go down the entire length of the field and score a touchdown. Now, obviously, we're never going to know what happened because that's the way it went. They went for it, they don't get it, they scored the touchdown, whatever. And then on the other side of the field with the Rams, it almost flipped for me in what the team should have done. Like Cam Akers was doing nothing.
Mm-mm.
I think, what did he average? Like 1.2 yards per carry?
Yeah. He was getting nothing.
Come on, bro. Really? We're going to do this? 4th and 1 at midfield is the right call to go for. 4th and 1 is like a 65 to 70% chance to be converted. But you want to punt and totally restart your own 25. Bad take.
I think I don't.
How'd it work out for him?
The percentage thing, like, I don't get that. Like, is that calculating that they're playing the Rams and they have the worst offensive line, arguably? Like,
In
that
the Super
doesn't take
Bowl
that
where
into
everybody's
account.
probably nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. And your first drive, I mean, your first
It's
drive, you
literally
don't
the
have
first
any,
drive of the game.
no momentum, nothing in groove. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I get going for it. I just think it's a bad call. I just think you don't do that early in the game because you don't need to.
Was that the one where he tried to pass it to Chase over the middle of the field?
I can't. I think so.
And then it got knocked down by the guy that was running out to go cover the running back?
No, I think that was earlier in the drive. I think that wasn't that play. I can't remember. I don't remember what they did on the 4th and 1. But no, that was a different play where that was a bad read by Joe on that play.
Oh, too. No, absolutely. The running back
should
was
definitely
wide
just
open.
thrown
That was
out to the
literally
flat.
an easy first down.
Yeah.
And then, I guess for the rest of it, it was kind of like I said, it almost should have flipped of what the Bengals and the Rams are doing. Cam Akers was averaging like 1.2 yards per carry or something like that. They're doing absolutely nothing. And it kind of did change, though, I will say, when OBJ went down and got hurt. I mean, I guess it came out today that he did tear his ACL. So, I mean, that's terrible for him. I think it's the same knee, too. So that's 2 ACL tears in the same knee within the span of 16 months. He also had that ankle injury. So you just kind of start thinking, what's his career going to look like from here on out with all those injuries. Zach Taylor went Pete Carroll and forgot he had a top 5 running back. Don't worry, CJ. I'm going to get to that one. I'm going to get to that one as well. Because like you said, CJ, the Bengals were running the ball kind of effectively. Like they were doing a pretty nice job of it. I remember, CJ, I don't know if it was on the Hard Count Me and You or on this show, Josh, where I said I think that they should try to run the ball a little bit because if you're the Bengals and you're all of a sudden just going to drop back every single play and just let the Rams full on rush the passer, you're going to have a very bad time. Well, guess what? And then somebody told me that that's wrong. Running the ball is a waste of time. Guess what? You saw what happened when everybody knew that the Bengals were going to pass the ball. Did you know, Josh, that in the last 22 pass attempts that Burrow got sacked 7 times? 7 times.
That was tough.
In his last 22 dropbacks of the game. So when you know you got to pass, and Aaron Donald can just say, "Screw it, I'm not stopping the run," and Von Miller can say, "Screw it, I don't got to set the edge." You kind of run into a little bit of trouble there when you got no offensive line. But the Bengals were kind of running it effectively, and then they didn't really do it as much as I thought they should. The Rams couldn't run the ball, and they kept doing it, which made no sense to me. And then we also get to all right. So I guess we'll go it this way. The Rams go down. They tie the game. Like you said, I don't know. The refs did not call anything all game.
And it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It was. It was. And first of all, there's low key, if you go on Twitter, there's a lot of missed calls. It looked like the offensive line was jumping early. It looked like Aaron Donald lined up off sides on the 4th and 1.
But that was a lot of people think that 4th and 1 was the end of the game. That was a 4th and 1 on the first drive. That wasn't the end of the game. Yeah. They tried to make it sound.
I'm not even gonna lie. I thought so too. Interesting.
People were trying to make it seem like that was the last play. Like, no, he wasn't offsides that play.
So there's the missed calls there, and then like you said, in my head, I really do wonder that if the greatness of Kupp got him that call. And hear me out here. If I'm a referee and I'm looking at Cooper Kupp and there's a linebacker on him and he's draped all over him, in my head, I got to be like, there's no way that he's actually covering Cooper Kupp right now. Like in the ref's head, there's probably a little thing in the back of his head saying, there is no way in hell that a linebacker is covering Cooper Kupp right now. I've seen him play this year. Man won the Triple Crown. You tell me a linebacker can cover him? Mm-hmm. So when you see a linebacker on Cooper Kupp, and listen, is there a little hand fight, maybe a little, pinch of the jersey or something? Yeah, but how many times the referee say it all the time that you could call a flag on every single play? I thought that was an interesting time to call a flag. I don't know. Obviously,
if they're going to let Jalen Ramsey that almost pass interference on T. Higgins in the end zone, you can't. If you don't call that, you can't call this one. Like, it just can't work that way. That's just like giving a team basically a disadvantage. That's just not how it should work.
And then, of course, I do also understand if you're a Bengal fan, I guess you have the right to be upset because I would be too. But like you said, you did get a free touchdown on the Higgins one because of the face mask. I mean, it was literally a free touchdown. Yeah. So it kind of almost offsets itself. And then we'll go to the 4th and 1 play. Or actually, no, we'll start the 3rd and 1 play. Listen, I've had my conversations back and forth about Joe Mixon. What is he this? What is he that? This year he was unbelievable this year. Really was a really good running back this year. And even if it wasn't this year and it was in the years past, you're going to sit here and tell me that Samaje Perine on a 3rd and 1 call is going to run it up the middle instead of Mixon? I'm good. How do you not have Mixon take it up the middle? Or do a different play or something? Because Perine's in there to catch the ball. That's usually what he's in there for. So maybe, in the Bengals' head, they're saying, oh, look, Perine's on the field. They're going to think we're going to pass, and then we're going to run it up the middle. But I don't know. There's no way. And then on the 4th and 1, Mixon wasn't on the field again.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how the 2 most important play calls of the entire year, you didn't have your number 1 back in. Because obviously he's your starting running back. How is your second string running back in the game? Like, I'm not even mad at the 3rd and 1 run play because, like I said, they had been running the ball pretty effectively, and they were also running the ball pretty effectively with Joe Mixon. Yeah. And my other thing is, it's not like Mixon is some terrible receiving back. It's not like he's going to go out there and drop passes all the time. I think he had over 25 yards receiving in his last 4 games. That was one of the prop bets everybody was saying to take. By the way, I did win $60 last night, as I should. But I just didn't understand. I didn't understand that. And then the 4th and 1, now everybody knows you're going to pass. You were obviously going to pass the ball in this situation. And I almost understand having an empty backfield because you want as many options out there. Hopefully a quick pass gets you the yards and you move on from there. You got to chip, bro. Listen, like I said, I kind of understand the empty backfield. You want all the options out there. I still think I'm keeping. I think you got to keep a running back in to help block. You got to have your tight end chip off the edge because you got to have the running back there for down. You got to have your tight end try and chip Von Miller. If somebody else beats you, like Leonard Floyd gets loose and he gets a sack, there's not much you can do. Because, like I said, I can't. I wouldn't be able to sleep knowing that their best player is the one that beat us because I would rather it be, some random dude because I can say, I took away their best player and somebody else beat me. Like I can live with that more than I couldn't stop their best player at any point. And Aaron Donald does it again on the second straight play. I mean, that 3rd and 1, he one hand bodies B-Ron behind the line. And then that 4th down, it was exactly the Jimmy G play. It was literally the exact same thing that happened to Jimmy G. So Rams end up winning on that one, but I didn't understand the 3rd and 1 without having mixing out there. I didn't like the 4th and 1. And here's the other thing too. Was I watching a different team? But didn't the Bengals always run screen passes?
Yeah, they ran a lot. Yeah,
did they
against
even
the Chiefs? It worked so well against
night?
the Chiefs too. It worked so well against the Chiefs, and then I don't know why they didn't go to it at all. I don't remember seeing one screen.
I was gonna say I don't think I saw one screen pass in that entire game.
There was one when Jamar Chase went in motion and caught that one-handed, but that wasn't even that was kind of a screen.
And almighty Josh, the Prophet Bengals let me down. Odo got a participation ring.
No, Odell earned that one, bro. Odell earned that one.
Yeah, is it bad of me that I don't understand why everybody's so happy for Odell?
It's because you don't like Odell.
I don't dislike him. It's just
you do dislike him. Don't lie. You dislike him. You talking shit about that man all year. Year.
How is it talking shit to say that Baker and Odell didn't work? That wasn't talking shit.
No, you weren't saying that.
Yes, I was. You want to go?
You were talking shit about.
I'll stop the show right now. Share the screen.
You can say they don't. You didn't. You did say that, but you didn't stop there. You would keep going on why Baker sucks and why Odell sucks and why it doesn't work together because they both suck.
No, it didn't work together because Baker was scared of Odell.
That was either way. I think you're not a fan of Odell. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah,
because you're not even happy the man just won a Super Bowl.
No, I just don't because people are putting it on the same level as like Stafford and Donald, and I don't understand that.
Well, it's not. I think they all deserve it, and I'm happy for all of them. I wouldn't even say there's levels to it. I think they all earned it, and they all deserve it.
There's rankings here in the happiness department, Josh. Come on.
Obviously, I'm not ranking. I'm just happy for all the guys.
No, I'm ranking it right now. Listen, this is how the ranking.
Obviously, it like seeing a player get a ring over seeing that player get a ring. You're like, yeah, that's a little bit better. But I don't think there's rankings.
Oh no, there's a ranking. I'll tell you what it is right now. Ready? You should be this should be how your happiness level goes. Okay, ready? You should be happiest for Stafford because he had to deal with Detroit for 12 years, 13 years, whatever it was. And he's a great guy. Great guy. Wins a ring. And next should be Donald. Because he was there through the trenches. The Rams weren't the best.
Are you putting Odell third? There. Are you putting Odell third? Because if I'm ranking, I'm not. Andrew Whitworth is definitely third for me. That man.
You know what? I forgot about Whitworth. So, all right, now there you go. Now I'm going with him. Man's 40 years old. Still
and the one guy I'm just like, wow, he's lucky is Eric Weddle. Like, are you kidding me?
Eric Weddle don't even deserve a ring. He shouldn't be allowed to wear one. Ben does not deserve a ring. Clay came out of retirement for 4 games. Crazy.
All right, come on. He tore his ACL.
That he re-injured his leg. Has to sit out
there. He tore his ACL
again. Around the sidelines. Oh, Vic, listen, I'm
here
with you normally. He tore the ACL though.
Yeah, come on, bro.
It's not like he could have went back into the game.
He was balling out that he was gonna have a monster game, dude.
Oh no, he was gonna have 150.
Yeah, he might have stole that thing from Cup if Cup didn't put up monster numbers. He was balling.
So we got Stafford, AD, Witt, Cup, and OBJ.
I'm putting OBJ. Well, see, that's why I'm not ranking them. I'm so happy
See,
for all these
I'm
guys because
happier
they
for
all
Ramsey
deserve it.
too than OBJ.
I'm happy for all these guys, all right? And I'm not ranking shit. All right, they're all deserving. They all been through hell
Robert
and back.
Woods deserves to be on there, even though he
Hell
didn't
yeah,
technically
Robert
play in the
Woods.
game.
Hell yeah.
Robert Woods, he was there in the trenches as well. He had to catch passes from
There's just one guy I'm not happy for, and it's Von Miller. I'm just not happy for Von Miller.
See,
But I am. I shout out to Von Miller for dedicating that to Demarius Thomas. That's dope. I like
I
that.
didn't even see that. Good for him.
Yeah, after the post game, he said that was for DT. I fuck with that, but still mad at him for killing us.
Let's see. Odell was going well over 100 if he didn't get hurt, but that just isn't too obvious. Yeah, I mean, he was having a big game. He was going to end up having a very big game. Every move the Rams made, giving up draft picks, paid off. You know, that's the other thing. I really do wonder if this leads to that. Like, are teams now going to be like, listen, buddy, we like what do the Browns do now? What do the Browns do?
I think so many teams are going to try this. Like
if you're the Browns,
you gotta have a foundation, and I do think the Browns have a foundation.
That's what I'm saying, right?
With like Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, and guys like that. So I get them if Deshaun Watson would not be a bad pickup in Cleveland if he plays.
That's what
Russell
I'm saying.
Wilson. So I could see it happening now because it worked. A lot of people didn't think it would work. They're like, "Oh, you have no draft picks, you have no futures." Like, but if we get a ring this season, it doesn't matter because who knows if those draft picks would have helped us get a ring.
Well, that's what I'm saying because, like, for the Browns, like you said, we'll use them as the perfect example. You have your Jared Goff right now, probably in Baker Mayfield. Now, I think Baker is better than Jared Goff, honestly. I really do. But you're going to sit here and tell me that if the Texans were like, yo, I need 3 first-round draft picks and Baker Mayfield, and you got Deshaun Watson, you wouldn't take it? I would take that, and I wouldn't even –
I might sweeten the deal, but I'll be like,
enough time to listen. The minute they said 3 first-round draft picks and Bay, like just the BA part of Baker's name, I would have already said yes. I wouldn't even let you finish the sentence.
Honestly, I think the Browns are, you're right, they're the perfect example. But, if they're going after Deshaun Watson, I think I might want Brandon Cooks in that deal too. I mean, that might be something I'd want. Make it a package deal, I think that'd be awesome. And also,
things in there. I don't think first round picks is getting it done anymore then. I think you're going to have to throw
you're going to need a couple seconds in there.
You have to throw in a couple players there too, honestly.
Yeah, but you also got to think like the options that the Rams had. Getting Odell and Von Miller in the same season, insane. Like that doesn't happen that often. A quarterback like Matthew Stafford isn't available that often, although this day and age it is. But you look at a guy like Odell and a guy like Von Miller, like it's very tough to go get those guys. And they got Odell for nothing. He just signed with them. And the Von Miller trade, I don't think they really gave up anything either, was it? Like maybe one first.
Von Miller, I don't even remember what they gave up. What was it, like a second? Was it a second?
I don't remember.
It was like a second or a third because I feel like it was a second though because people looked at it and were like, there's no way you overpaid for Von Miller like that.
And I know you hate the guy, but picking up Sony Michel during the season 2, he did a lot of work for them too, and they didn't have to give up really
Sony.
Anything.
He helped us win that Super Bowl against the Rams.
I saw a post about like leading rushers for teams in the Super Bowl, and Sony Michel was the leading rusher for the Patriots and was also like the lowest paid running back over the past 10 years. To Super Bowl. I was like, hey,
baby. It was a second for Von. That's what I thought. All right, but I want to get to a question in the color cast because listen, you can sit here and nitpick the Super Bowl, the game itself, all you want. Listen, questionable calls by McVay. I thought he stuck with the run way too long. I didn't like the third and one call or the fourth and one call by Staley. No, that's not Staley. Jesus, who's the Bengals head coach? I can't think of his name now.
Zach Taylor.
Yes, there we go. Zach Taylor. Stupid. So look at me, dumbass. I didn't like the calls by Zach Taylor. I thought I agree with you. P. Ryan could have dove for the ball, pulled a little Cam Newton. But I want to get to a question in the color cast, and technically, it's like the last question on our list here, but it's about the Bengals being back next season, right? And what do they do with the offensive line? Let me tell you something. Listen very closely. They have $66 million in cap space. Now, they do have some free agents. So maybe if you want to pick through that list, get some free agents back, go ahead. If the Bengals do not spend at least, I'll even give them some wiggle room here, 45 million of that 66, and then literally every single draft pick that they have on the offensive line, they need a corner too. I'll give you one draft pick for a corner. And I'll give you isn't Gilmore a free agent?
I'm looking at the free agents right now. I'm getting it up.
I think Gilmore's a free agent.
He is, yeah, he is. But he said he wants to come back to Carolina. But
listen,
looking at the offensive lineman, Brandon Sheriff from Washington, he's an absolute beast. I think he was all pro this year. He's going to be a free agent. Give him a bag. Nate Solder's a good veteran.
No, he's not. He's terrible. Trust me.
Better than their guys right now. Andrew Norwell, he's older. Teron Armstead, he's still decent, I think. Actually, I don't know.
Well, you also got to look through the list, and this is before franchise tags and everything. Anyway, listen. You go out, you spend basically all of your money on the offensive line, and you basically only draft offensive linemen. If they draft anything else or spend money on anything else other than another corner and offensive lineman, they're out of their mind. Literally out of their mind. Because you have to look at it too, right? If you look at that last play of the game, Ramsey is on the ground. Literally on the ground with Jamar Chase wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part about it is everybody broke that meme back out. You remember at the draft where it was like, Burrow and then Sewell, and then it was him throwing it perfectly, and it was to anybody else, and then it was, Chase and anybody not Sewell, and then it was him getting sacked. It literally happened.
Tough.
It literally happened. As my soul leaves my body once again as Josh's heater warms up.
I'm just waiting for it to blow one day, man. I'm like, nothing I can do about it.
Listen, don't let it happen on stream. That'd be a bad look for the show. With the 31st pick in the 2022 draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Tyler Linderbaum. Linderbaum? Is that what it is? Center from Iowa?
I like that guy a lot. Yeah.
Isn't he the best offensive lineman in the draft, though?
Nah. At his position, yeah.
Okay. So
he's a center, right? Is he a center?
Watch college. We all know this.
Is he the center? Or
yeah, he's a center.
Yeah, no, he's at his position, he's for sure the best. But depends. I mean, I think 3 tackles are probably going to go in the top 10. So just depends on who else wants to go get a center. Normally teams don't go after centers. That's why the Chiefs were able to get a steal at center with their guys. So maybe.
Well, like I said, offensive lineman and a corner. Absolutely. Because I mean, he basically got hurt again.
They're not even in that game with him. They're not even in that game.
No, of course. I'm just saying on that one play, the meme came true. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Because listen, I said it all year. I thought that they should have drafted a lineman, and then Chase came out and did what he did and made everybody look stupid, including myself. Mm-hmm. Nah, Josh, this is your success story. This is how the fans can relate to you, bro. Rise through the struggle.
Facts.
Make it out the trenches, bro, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but the struggle is, and it's almost an impossible question, right? Because can the Bengals be back? Of course they can be. I think Mixon, Chase, and Burrow. Like, obviously that's like a big 3 technically if you have to get all, the positions in there. I think their average age was like 23 or something.
Oh yeah, no, they got those guys on outside of, like, I think Mixon's probably going to get paid, or he already got a nice contract. I can't remember, but guys like T. Higgins, Chase, and Burrow, like, they're locked up because they're young. Like, this was T. Higgins' second year, Jamar Chase's first, Burrow's second year. Like, those guys are going to be around and cheap for a while, so they're going to have money to spend, but you also don't want to spend all of it early and then when it comes time where you have to extend those guys, you don't have that money anymore because you gave some guy who got a 4-year deal $70 million and he sucks. Like, they got to be very careful with how they spend it. But I definitely see a Super Bowl hangover coming. I for sure see that. I mean, this
Yeah,
year
I
was
don't think they're
just
back. What's going
spectacular.
on there, Luke? Former guest of the show, former co-host of the show when Josh was out.
Shout out to you, Luke. Shout out.
Luke, how you feel that Matt Stafford, bitter rival of the Packers all those years, has the same number of Super Bowl rings as your boy now? Just saying.
Man,
Just
I think that's so stupid though. I hate that.
And did you know that I think Stafford?
How many MVPs Stafford got though?
Well,
how many of them?
He was on Detroit.
How many MVPs he got?
Huh? You know what? Same.
You think Rodgers is in LA this year? They don't win it.
Of course. I knew you were gonna listen, Luke. I have to. It's okay. I gotta make you suffer a little bit. My boy retired. I mean, tears. Yeah. Well, retired. I mean, he keeps saying might come back. Tom, listen.
I'm saying is he plays twice this year. I'm sure he likes our weapons. And we like CMC. He's got
look at you. Look at you trying to get Tom to come to your team.
Hey, he look good in that powder blue.
Actually, powder blue is one of my favorite colors. I would buy a jersey. I would.
Why not?
Like whacking the Cowboys on those contracts.
Yeah, I mean you got to be careful when you have that much money and you have good young pieces. You got to be careful what you do with that money.
You know what? Luke is actually in the group chat that I set it in. I have a group chat with like people that I went to school with that we've had for probably 5 years now, called ESPN Walkill Edition. And I always said that like the Chiefs better win that Super Bowl against the 49ers because after that they were going to have to pay Mahomes and you can't be as good. They haven't won another Super Bowl since then. I mean, did they make it back? Of course they did. I didn't doubt that, but they ain't win another one. I'm just saying.
But I mean, like,
paying everybody,
they did not spend the money poorly. They didn't spend the money poorly. I think you get those three locked up for a long time, you're going to have a chance. And I think people need to realize now, like, there is so much luck and chance that goes into winning a Super Bowl. Like, you could have the perfectly designed roster, and you still might not even get there. Like, it's insane. Like, the Packers losing to the 49ers. Like, are you kidding me? Like, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, perfect starting drive, and they lose. Like, it happens to everyone. But, I mean, man, I hate this Chiefs talk. Like, come on, bro. They're going to be in the AFC Championship game and compete for titles for a long time.
Brady didn't make the Super Bowl for another 10 years. That's what I'm saying. Like, the question, will the Bengals be back, is like, what do you mean by back?
I mean,
like, are they going to be
no, obviously I don't mean down the road. I mean, like,
no, I don't even mean you, because like people ask like, oh, what's the Bengals from here on out? Like, I think that they're going to be competitive for a very long time, and they're going to fight, for championship games all the time. Like, and here's the other part too. You're like, all of these young quarterbacks are playing in the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're literally playing in the wrong time, because we'll say it like this: Phillip Rivers probably deserved a Super Bowl one of those years.
Yeah.
But that's also at the height of Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, all of them. So you literally have Burrow, Mahomes, Herbert, Josh Allen,
Rodgers.
Well, I'm talking AFC.
Oh, just AFC.
Like I said, that's just the AFC. Mm-hmm. So do you know how difficult it is to get back now? Yeah. And it's not like any of these guys are like at the end of their career. They literally are all still on their rookie contracts besides Mahomes.
Yeah. I think, that's another reason why I defend Mahomes. He had to go up against the GOAT two times in those 4 appearances. Like, and he played a hell of a game in both of those times. You went up against the greatest to ever do it. Like, I get he made some mistakes and stuff, but to just put it as simple as 4 appearances, 1 Super Bowl, that's bullshit, man. I think that's bullshit.
Listen.
Well, it's 5 now, right? It's still 4 now. I think it just got.
We got, as sports fans, as football fans, we got spoiled because for the past 20 years, people looked at the Patriots and Tom Brady and we're like, you're not successful unless you do that.
Yeah.
There's a reason that it doesn't happen. It's not supposed to happen. There's a reason that he's the GOAT. Bill's probably the best coach of all time, too. Like, those stars aligned in a place that might literally never happen again.
And Tom Brady's arguably the most selfless athlete to ever play. To not take the
Him and
max
Tim
money
Duncan.
all the time. Yeah. To take that pay cut so your team could compete every year. Nobody else is doing. Mahomes didn't do it. He took what, $500 million, something like that, something
He's making
crazy.
like $45 million next year.
Yeah, like no one else is willing to do what Tom did just to win. No one else is going to do that. So people comparing people to Brady is so stupid, man. So stupid.
And that's the thing. I don't think any of these young quarterbacks are going to do it either. Well, there's no way Josh Allen's going to be like,
No, he's getting his bread. Actually,
Like,
he got his bread, right? He already got it.
No, he didn't. I don't think he did.
I think he signed a extension before this season.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
I feel like that didn't. Don't disrespect Saban. Yo, technically, Saban's off the Belichick tree, bro.
I don't know. Saban been running college football for a long time.
Bill hired him when he was on the Browns. I'm telling you, technically off the tree. I'm just saying.
Hey.
Just saying. But I don't know. Josh, I talked a lot. You think Lamar up next? Oh, he did get it? I didn't think that Josh Allen signed a contract extension.
Yeah, he got back. He got it back. I don't remember how much.
Now I got to look it up. Now I'm confused. I really thought he didn't sign one yet. I thought he was doing it after this year. Look at that. See, we got people in the comments doing it for me. God, I love this show. Josh got 6 years, $258 million.
I wish I was that, Josh. You know, that sucks.
Yeah, that's certainly not a bad day.
Yeah, but even Josh, I mean, like you said, none of these young guys are going to take that pay cut. So to imagine a team with a lot of talent being able to keep it as long as the Patriots did with the greatest coach to ever do it, it's just not realistic to compare that.
Ooh,
so getting one Super Bowl,
Lamar
winning one Super Bowl in this age with all the talent and all the movements that happen each year, like it's very impressive to get one. I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. So it's a difficult question. It is.
Yeah. Gotta see what happens.
More difficult. I don't know if it's difficult, but I think, Josh, we merged these almost into one question in my head, at least, with does the Super Bowl win make Matt Stafford a Hall of Famer? And then Aaron Donald, he's the greatest defensive player of all time. I'll let you start on it.
Yeah, I do think Stafford should be a Hall of Famer. I was looking at his numbers, and he ranks like 12th all time right now in yards and touchdowns. So that's pretty high up there. He'll probably finish top 10 when it's all said and done. Got a Super Bowl ring, multiple-time Pro Bowler. I think he should be. I think he's had a strong enough career for it. I think there's a lot of guys that, you know, don't have those accolades that are in the Hall of Fame. So I think this Super Bowl does put him in there. And I understand if people want to say he doesn't, especially if they're the people that look at career records, but that's just totally unfair that because he was playing in Detroit for his entire career. But I personally think he's going to be a Hall of Famer because I think he's still got a while left. This Rams team has a lot of talent. So I think he has a chance to maybe get another ring, and then we'll see how it goes with his career numbers and everything. But right now, I think even if he retired, if he announced his retirement last night, I'd be like, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. In my eyes, he is.
Yeah, it's the same way for me. I think Stafford makes it into the Hall of Fame. I thought he was going to make it even if he didn't ever win a ring. Like you said, is the career record the best thing? No, but that's where I like to break out the circumstances word and say, yeah, show me the player in Detroit history that has a winning record.
That's crazy that you do that, but clown Cam for not having back-to-back winning seasons. That's crazy.
Listen, Cam was supposed to. I thought Cam was the greatest thing ever.
I thought Matthew Stafford's a Hall of Famer.
He is. Cam's not.
I hate you so much.
Cam's mid at best. Anyway, yeah, like you were playing. Like I said, you can't find a Detroit player. You probably can't find a Detroit player that's not from like the 20s, maybe, that has a winning record. Like, did Barry Sanders have a winning record in Detroit? No. You probably didn't even keep track of that because it only counts for quarterbacks. So, and like you said, I thought that he was going to get in anyway, and it's for the fact that he still has years left to play. I don't know how old he is exactly, but it's not like he was all of a sudden going to retire after this game. And as much as we talk about the AFC, right? Josh, quick question for you: Who's the big bad defender of the NFC?
Like the guy that like the team that like
Yeah, who's the big?
no, there's none. It changes every year. It's a different team every year.
Like we literally just sat here, me and you, and named 5 quarterbacks, and with that being said, probably 5 teams that are unbelievable in the AFC. And that's, without seeing what Mac Jones is yet. I had to throw my Patriots in there. Because you don't know what they'll turn into. What if the Dolphins get Deshaun Watson? What if the Browns make a move at a quarterback? That adds 2 more teams to it.
Mm-hmm.
What if the Steelers add a quarterback that's actually, decent? That adds another team to it because their defense is good. They got some weapons. So like there's probably, I would say there's 4 Super Bowl teams in the AFC, and then probably another 4 if they change one thing. They're in the Super Bowl too. Like if you change Baker to somebody, oh look at this. Look at CJ pulling out the Deshaun going to the NFC per sources. My CJ got per sources these days.
Per sources. Okay. I think also Deshaun's going to the NFC.
I think it would make sense because if you're the Texans, there ain't no way you trying. Like
it's
imagine
the same
the
thing with
Texans in 3
Rodgers.
years magically turning around and all of a sudden Deshaun Watson beats them in the playoffs. How bad that looks.
Like that's the same thing with Rodgers. They don't want to play him if they get rid of him. It's just awful.
Okay, but exactly. If the Packers get rid of Rodgers, he's going to the AFC. So that's another team you're gonna have to worry about.
Yeah, another one.
So like I said, there's probably 4 Super Bowl ready teams in the AFC, and probably another 4 that if you change their quarterback or you make a couple tweaks to them, they're Super Bowl ready as well.
Mm-hmm.
The NFC is what?
The NFC is much more team oriented, like much more not relying on the quarterback, like everything else, like the 49ers. You look at when the Eagles did it, much more of a team oriented thing. The Rams, even, it wasn't all on Stafford, insane defense. It's not so much great quarterback play, but much better, like all around team play.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I don't see as many Super Bowl teams.
Absolutely not. No.
Like, what are the 49ers with Trey Lance now? Like, do we know if he's good? Like, listen, I'm not a big fan of Jimmy, but we knew what Jimmy could do. Mm-hmm. So what's Trey Lance going to do? Maybe he's literally awful.
Or like, maybe he's going to have 4 rings and 4 MVPs. We don't know yet. We didn't see enough. We didn't see too many question marks in the NFC for me. I mean, you look at the quarterbacks in the NFC. We think Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson should be running it, but both of them shit the bed this season. So it's like they're not there anymore. Is
terrible.
Exactly. So he can't carry them. But if he's supposed to be that guy, he should be doing it like he did the year prior. But I just think there's too many question marks in the NFC compared to the AFC. I think almost every team in the NFC is like, especially look at the Bucs now. The Bucs were going to be this powerhouse. Brady's gone. Who's going to be their quarterback? Is Aaron Rodgers going to be in Green Bay? Is Russell going to be in Seattle? I did hear
that the Bucs were making a push for Deshaun.
I heard that too. I mean, it makes sense.
Interesting
because they got a good roster. They just need a new quarterback. Like that's all it is.
See, Josh. Once again, you'll be happy here, Cody out here, who's commented a lot in this color cast, by the way. So we appreciate you, brother. Said Panthers. I bet make a strong push for Watson. Those South Carolina Clemson connections.
I hope, man, but I don't know any quarterback that wants to come play for Matt Rule. Don't know. There's one out there. We couldn't even get Pep Hamilton for an interview because of Matt Rule.
Who?
And Sam Darnold, the Texans passing game coordinator last year, who's now their OC job.
Yeah, that's not the best look.
But we got Ben McAdoo.
Hey, Ben McAdoo is the last coach to lead the Giants to a playoff appearance.
I think he's one of those guys where he's not a head coach, but you put him as a offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. He's a genius.
You should be very excited then.
No, I'm not excited because it's still Matt Rule. If it was Ben McAdoo and someone else, I'd be like, let's get it.
And then for Aaron Donald, but actually, my whole point of that whole entire rant was that the Rams are probably going to be back in an NFC Championship game next year.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
they
there's
don't have to
literally
really
nobody out there that's like an unbelievable team, and you still have Stafford. You're still going to have Donald. Because listen,
You get Robert Woods back.
exactly, you get Robert Woods back. You got Cup there. Cam Akers is going to have a full year this time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Rams are going to be fine, and I don't see like some other team all of a sudden coming out
That
of
left
nowhere.
tackle position is going to be huge because I think Whitworth might call it a career.
Yo, he's so good though. Still,
No, yeah,
it's like that Brady situation. Like, why would you?
yeah. I wanted to ride off in the sunset though. Got the ring. Let's call it a day.
You know, it wouldn't be the worst. Wouldn't be the worst life. And then Aaron Donald, best defensive player ever. Which, by the way, we got to focus on this first. Donald said he wants to retire now that he has a ring.
I'm not
Bro, if
buying it.
Aaron Donald retires, shocked won't even be the word. He's 30.
Some Andrew Luck type shit. Like, you are in your prime. You are the best at what you do. You can't do this.
Bro, he's 30, has 3 defensive player of the years, 7 straight first team all pros, 8 Pro Bowls, Super Bowl
Coming off a
champion
ring?
now.
Coming off a ring? Come on. You can't do this, Donald. Can't do it.
Like, there, first of all, so no, I don't. Oh yeah, that was the other thing too. That McVay's going to retire and go into broadcasting. Who? Like what?
Where'd you hear? Who said that?
Oh, you haven't heard that?
No, I only heard the Aaron Donald stuff.
Oh no, that's been all over the place, bro. That McVay has
We
been
don't got to
thinking
talk
about
about
retiring.
We don't got to
blah,
talk
blah,
about
blah.
Luke, all right? We didn't. I mean, we didn't put enough talent around him. It's not fair. He had to make every play.
I mean, who else? 30 is that magic number though, because isn't that when Calvin retired?
Yes, yeah, I think he was like 30.
I think Barry retired at 30.
Yeah. That's when you start thinking like, damn, I'm 30. I mean, do I really? I got millions of dollars in my bank account. I could just retire right now, and I accomplished a lot already. 7 All Pros, Super Bowl, Defensive Player of the Years. Yeah, come on, CJ. We don't got to talk about the Panthers. All right, it's not. We can wait till next year. I don't want to talk about them.
No, I don't know. Like, he's not. Well, whatever. He's not going to retire. But the question is, greatest defensive player of all time. I don't know. I don't know.
If we're going off numbers, he's still got. I mean, Lawrence Taylor, and I don't think sacks mean everything because a lot of people look at that number for everything. But sacks wise, he's Lawrence Taylor is like 132, and Aaron Donald's got like 98. So if he were to retire right now, it's a pretty big gap. And I think right now Lawrence Taylor kind of still has to be. It's kind of unfair though because Aaron Donald, you couldn't ask for a better career than what Aaron Donald has done. But Lawrence Taylor was just that good that it's so tough to catch him. I mean, I wouldn't even argue if people say he is the GOAT defender because it makes sense. You look at his numbers, you look at what he's done. But I don't know. It's tough to say somebody's better than what Lawrence Taylor was. That's tough to say.
I was listening to Steve Young talk today. He gave an interview and they asked him, is he the greatest defensive player of all time? And he said he's in the conversation though. He said that I think he had Lawrence Taylor and Reggie White ahead of him. And
Reggie White I get too.
That's the thing. Like, Lawrence Taylor literally changed football.
Yeah.
Like, Lawrence Taylor changed football to the point where, like, having a left tackle was like, oh, yeah, okay. I guess we need one. And then it was like, if my left tackle is not the best player on my team, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Because Lawrence Taylor was coming off the edge and just absolutely killing people. And then, I mean, you get into Reggie White, who was literally bench pressing people off of the line of scrimmage. Different type of animal. I think he's in the conversation. I think he's top 5. I would put him top 5 already. And like I said, he's at 30 years old. I don't think he should retire yet. So he still has, kind of like Stafford, he still has, some life left in him. Now, let's see. We got LT, Reggie, Prime, and AD. That's your Mount Rushmore?
That's what I was thinking too. That's probably mine.
That's what I would. Yeah.
Because Deion's got to be up there. And then I think it's just Pat. Because you could I don't think there's a linebacker. Well, LT was kind of a linebacker, but I don't think there's really a linebacker that's really on their level for as long as as if his linebackers kind of retired a little bit
unless you put
earlier.
like a Ray up there, and
That's what I was thinking. I wanted to say Ray Lewis, but the only person I'd replace him with is Reggie. Like I'd have to swap that, and I think Reggie White is probably a little bit higher than Ray.
and then I mean, do you want to throw a safety in there? You throw somebody like Ed Reed or a Ronnie Lott in there, or I don't know.
That's tough.
Mount
then
Rushmore is always difficult.
When it comes to like secondary, I think it's so tough to do that when they played back in the old times when people were throwing 19 passes a game, and that was a lot. Like they didn't really have to do as much, but Prime made it look like they threw. Couldn't you imagine
though? Can't you kind of do it the same way with LT and like Reggie, where it's like they were only throwing 19 times a game and they were still killing people? Imagine if
it works in the advantage for the pass rushers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, imagine if played in today's world where everybody was throwing the ball 75 times a game, and how much better they would have looked.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's what for me, exactly what CJ says right here. Defensive tackle was tough to get sacks.
Oh yeah,
that's what puts him so high on the list for me. It's like he's dominating from a position you really shouldn't be dominating from.
That's like a run stopper. That's what D tackles normally are. You're not supposed to be the guy that gets the pressure, but that's what Aaron Donald does.
He's like Sapp minus the fat.
Man, Warren Sapp is crazy, man. He's a crazy man.
He really is like Sapp minus the fat, and like you just substitute the fat out for absolute body muscle.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he is a strong individual.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd probably put him top 5.
Yeah, he can get there. I do think he has a chance to pass LT, but you can't retire at 30 and do that. Just can't. Because you haven't even started a movie. I mean, Lawrence Taylor was great in Any Given Sunday, so he's got to do that too.
Wait, what did you say? I missed. I was changing the channel.
He's got to be a movie star. Lawrence Taylor was a movie star too. He did it all.
My dream team has CJ at tight end and instant Super Bowl Pro Bowl appearance. Yeah, I heard
would be a nasty tight end
back in the day.
He'd be a nasty tight end.
I could see it. CJ got hands.
We'd run 2 tight end sets with you guys. That's what we do.
Yeah, listen, I got some hands to myself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You feel me? I got a little bit of burst speed. A little bit.
Around football team, you go crazy.
I'm just saying. Josh, you want to go into our break or you want to go to UFC?
We'll do UFC first.
Well, you know what? Nice little UFC 271 recap. Josh, like I said, I didn't watch it. I watched the highlights, though. And my son, Tui, or whatever. What is it?
Tai Tuivasa.
Ty, there we go. My son, Ty. Nice little elbow. Right to the dome of Derek Lewis.
Yeah, I didn't watch it up until the last 3 fights. I was too busy watching Wake Forest lose me money. So that was tough to see. But, I also was completely wrong. I don't know who I thought Derek Brunson was, but that was not the same guy I was thinking of because I said him and Cannonier fought the same way. But that was completely wrong. They fight almost the exact opposite. And in that fight, Derek Brunson got off to a really good start, honestly. He probably wins that fight if there's 5 or 10 more seconds on the clock. He had Cannonier in a rear naked choke, but there was only 5 seconds left, so he couldn't finish it. Cannonier lasted out. And then he was just going with a lot of takedown attempts. And for me, it was a lot of very lazy takedown attempts. I think he was really tired. And then Cannonier connected with a couple nice shots and wound up putting his lights out. So it was a good fight. Cannonier might fight Izzy next. I don't know what they're going to do with that division. I mean, Whitaker's outside of Adesanya is still the best fighter there, and he lost. So I don't know how you give someone else a chance at Izzy, but they're going to have to. But then, the Tuivasa and Derek Lewis fight, just a show. But Connie, how do you think the fight start? Like the first round went? Like if you had to guess what went on the first round, a lot of haymakers.
I would imagine.
Right?
I know you asked me this because I didn't watch it, but I kind of saw it that there was a little bit of wrestling going on.
Derek Lewis with a takedown, man. 2 takedowns.
Yeah.
Career record, 2 takedowns. I mean, it was so cool to watch Derek Lewis try to wrestle because he knew, I think he kind of didn't want to stand and bang with Tuivasa because Derek Lewis's hands are boulders. Like you get hit by those, you're done. But he doesn't have the greatest chin. Tai Tuivasa does have the greatest chin because when Derek Lewis took him down the second time, he got on top of him and threw about 5
I did
deadly
see that.
shots to the head. And I thought Tuivasa was done. He gets up, doesn't even guard at all, just starts swinging with Derek Lewis. They're both just missing, but they're crazy fast hits. And then Derek Lewis got hit with that nasty elbow later that round, I believe. And yeah, I think it's so funny when, like, it's not funny seeing someone get knocked out. Sometimes it is, but not Derek Lewis. But I think he just quit. Like, I don't think he got knocked out. Like, that was the slowest fall I've ever seen. Like, his body didn't fold or anything. He just kind of leaned and went down. I don't know. It was a nasty elbow, but it was crazy. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. But I don't know if he wants to. But then, yeah, the main event, Adesanya versus Whitaker. Whitaker, very interesting strategy to just use your left hand against Adesanya. It worked really well. Whitaker fought the best fight he could against Adesanya. Literally couldn't have done it any better. But that just shows how good Izzy is. I think I scored it 3-2. I thought for sure that Whitaker won the last round, and I gave him round 2. But those other rounds, he wasn't doing enough. He wasn't throwing at anything other than a jab and straight left. And Izzy was killing him with leg kicks, absolutely destroying him with leg kicks. Got a knockdown, I think, in the first round with a nice uppercut. And yeah, then Whitaker, kind of the end of the fight kind of looked like the end of the Vittori Adesanya fight to me. Like, why are you pressing him up against the cage? There's 30 seconds left. You're down 3 rounds. Get off and start throwing everything you have, because you're only winning this fight if you knock him out. So he had him up against the cage and was doing the toe stomps just like Vittori. And I don't get that at all. Like, I get you're tired, but this is it, bro. Like this your second shot at Izzy. You got knocked out the first one. You might be able to win by decision if you do enough here. And he just didn't. But yeah, I think it just shows how good Izzy is, because he didn't really throw a lot of head strikes, just a lot of leg kicks, and he dominated the fight. I mean, he's one of the greatest strikers UFC's ever seen. And this division just doesn't have enough talent for him right now.
Spinning back kick like Lyoto Machida again. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw that in the UFC group chat that we have that, some people were saying that. I think Dustin said that he thought that Whitaker won.
I don't think he won the fight at all. I think Izzy had 3 clear rounds for him, but I do think it was someone had it. I think one of the judges had it 49-46 or something, like some crazy score. I thought Whitaker fought a beautiful fight. I just think Izzy did what he had to do to win.
I'll have to go back and watch it because I think that like a week or 2 after the pay-per-views, they just posted on ESPN Plus, which your boy has now because of CJ. Thank you, my guy. So I'll have to go back and watch it a little bit, watch the full Lewis Tuivasa fight as well.
And they censored the shoey. They censored the in-ring shoey. They showed the ones when he was walking out, but right after he won, they just put the camera on Lewis when he did the shoey. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's wild fake.
Yeah.
The shoey's the best part. That's what we're all there for.
Yeah, I was just staring at the screen. I'm like, why are we looking at Derek Lewis sitting on a stool when Tuivasa's on top of the cage drinking beer out of his shoe? Like, are you kidding me? No one wants to see that.
What's next for Tuivasa though? What do you do?
He's top 2 now. He's top 2. We don't know. No, he's with Ngannou and Cyril Gane now. That's where he's at. But we don't know what's going on with Ngannou. We don't. I think that was either the last fight on his deal or second to last fight. So we'll have to see what Ngannou does if he.
Well, didn't he tear his ACL? Didn't he have surgery?
Yeah, and he doesn't even know if he wants to come back to the UFC. He might want to go box. He said after the last fight. So if he vacates the belt, I strongly believe we're going to get Cyril Gane versus Tai Tuivasa, which is a fight I'd love to see. But yeah, I think he's top 2 now with Gane. I don't think we'll see Gane and Ngannou again. So I think if Ngannou does come back and fight after he's healthy, it probably will be Tuivasa that he fights. And if we get a shoey That'll be insane. If Shui against Ngannou, that'll be crazy if he knocks him out. But I love Tattoo Vasi. He fought really well.
No, yeah, I feel like he's like there's just certain people in sports that are just really likable, and I feel like he's one of them.
I think this comment, Strickland, he isn't the best fighter, but I think his style and what he does is kind of beautiful against Izzy. Because if you look at what Whitaker did, throwing that left, it's not dangerous. Sean Strickland's jab can knock you out. And I know Izzy has great head movement, but I don't know. I think Strickland, Chimaev probably is a better matchup. We'll have to see what happens with all that. But I don't know. I think Strickland should get the next shot, but it'll probably be Cannonier. And then if Strickland wins again, it'll probably be him. I think Strickland, to me, has the best shot at it just because he's a fucking psycho. I mean, he talks shit. He talks mad shit. So, and he likes to get hit. He's crazy.
Listen, if we got John versus Stipe, the amount of happiness that would course through my veins.
Man, John Jones gotta get his shit right, man.
John Jones just needs to fight again, bro. Like, where are you at?
Well, he was in Vegas, but
I'm trying to see my guy again.
Been a long time.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Killing me over here.
And I think there is a fight this week. Johnny Walker versus Jameel Hill, I think.
Oh, you got to go Johnny Walker just because he's named after an alcohol.
I'm going with Hill. Actually, I think it's Hall. I don't know. I can't remember his name. But he's a very good fighter. I like Johnny Walker. Yeah. It's been 2 years. Been suspended a couple times.
God
yeah.
Damn.
I didn't put the fight on the dot because I don't know enough about these guys to say anything. And I know Connie just picked the guy because he likes his name, so he doesn't know either. So, yeah.
That's how you win out here. All right. Listen, how about we go into our break, Josh, before we go give a nice little deep dive into the NBA? Because listen, people, football's over. This show now turns into some segments, some NBA. Listen, don't worry, we ain't going nowhere. We're well-rounded around here, okay? Me more than, Josh, because I'm a little heavier. So I'm all really, really round.
I'm pretty round. Pretty round.
But it's all right. So, Josh, I know we got two things for the break here, and we'll start it off with the Bobba Fett finale. Now, Josh, me and you, I seem like are avid defenders of the show itself. And maybe it's because both of us are kind of easy to please when it comes to this stuff. I had no problem with it. A kid I work with hated the finale. Hated it. Me had no problem with it.
Why didn't he like the finale?
What?
Why didn't he like the finale?
I don't think I've gotten a true 100% reason why he hasn't, but I do know, of course, hot topic, that he didn't like the spin that the one guy did.
God, I hate people that are mad at the spin.
Yeah.
Spin move was, first off, it was badass and sick. Are you kidding me? 360, shoot a guy. And second of all, there have been so many iconic scenes in Star Wars where a spin move has happened. Maybe it looked cooler, like when Palpatine got attacked by Mace Windu and them, and he jumps in the air and does a tornado thing.
Oh, that was
spinning. Fire. Star Wars is all about spinning, okay? That's all it is.
Listen, the greatest lightsaber duel in the history of the franchise literally has a 5-second part where Obi-Wan and Anakin literally just spin their lightsabers like this. So I don't want to hear nothing about spinning.
Come on now. That's to complain about that.
We're just talking about Star Wars too. We're talking about people that use the Force and light sticks to fight each other.
Someone was like, you just watch a show about a man in a tin can and a flying green guy and a baby green thing. And then they were talking about Cad Bane. They were like, someone put the Sour Patch Kid with the hat on. And I was like, and you're complaining about a spin move. I was like, yeah, come on now, guys. Come on.
I liked it though. We got to see him ride the Rancor.
Oh yeah. But I said that's my one complaint about it is I said last week, I was like, if we just see him ride the Rancor, but we don't get the training of riding the Rancor, I'll not be happy. We didn't get the training because come on. I mean, Danny Trejo, he shows up for one episode. Like, are you kidding me? I wanted to see more Danny Trejo too. He was cool.
Yeah. You're not wrong about that. I did think that we would see, maybe a little bit of a montage.
Just a little something.
And like, I don't have a problem. Listen, the entire thing was action based too.
Yeah,
Like,
but rest in peace, the boy Cad Bane.
I was wondering how
tough
you
to
felt
see.
about that.
I mean, because we'd never seen his death yet. Like a lot of these characters, and a lot of characters in movies and shows, we know how their deaths go, and this is just prior to that. But to find out, Cad Bane loses, even though he just worked Boba Fett with the guns, like he worked them when they were shooting. But then Boba had to pull out the stick, you know. But I wasn't even rooting for Boba Fett, to be honest. I was like, get him, Cad. Like I was like, get him.
But how full circle is it that he uses the stick from the Tusken Raiders, bro?
Yeah, it was nice to see. It was nice to see. I mean, and also a lot of people are like why would Grogu choose Mando? And it's like it's pretty simple, He's gonna live for about 1 billion years. Mando's not. So go spend the time with Mando. And I don't think Luke is gonna be like, nah, you can't come back. I think he knew he was gonna choose Mando. He just wanted to see his attachment to him. Like he can still go back and learn from Ahsoka, maybe another Jedi, but he made the right choice.
Here's the thing, too. Ready? He said it. Luke said it too. He said he's starting to remember. He never said he was teaching him new things yet. He said everything that he did, he was starting to just remember because he had blocked it out, after Order 66. So he's already trained a little bit. They said in the show that he's been trained by several masters.
Yeah, I mean, he was at the Jedi Temple. So, I mean, he's not new to this stuff. He knows what he's doing. He just doesn't want to never see his dad again. You kidding me? And I really hope Boba and Mando stay friends because I want the Rancor and Grogu to be homies. Like,
could you imagine that?
That'd be the best. Grogu riding on the Rancor would be the best.
God, I can't wait for this Obi-Wan show, though.
I'm so pissed we didn't get a trailer yesterday. So
I know. I can't believe we didn't get a trailer either.
Not even a teaser. Like, we saw Ewan McGregor in another trailer. I was like, in like another commercial. I was like, oh, yeah. We're definitely getting Obi-Wan. Then we have to. Nope, not.
What is it? May 25th?
Yeah. And I think it should have been May 4th.
That's what I thought too, but I think it's what is it like the?
It was the official release date of the first movie. I get.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but come on, May 4th would have been way better because it's earlier.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Definitely not wrong there. And then next, listen, I was very excited for Spider-Man: No Way Home. Or what? No, that's not No Way Home. Is it?
Yeah, No Way Home.
That was all right. Yeah. Okay. Very excited for that. But I had said on this show all along that I was way more excited about Doctor Strange, especially because I thoroughly enjoy Elizabeth Olsen, aka the baddest one out there, Wanda. But that trailer, man, I am so excited. It's ridiculous. And there's so many Easter eggs in it.
That gave away, like, well, say what you're gonna say.
Well, I was gonna say, like, if you gotta watch closely too, because I didn't. There's some things that I don't notice. Because listen, the minute I saw it, I went straight to YouTube, started watching all the trailer breakdowns.
Yeah.
Shout out my guy, Heavy Spoilers. Love him. Love Heavy Spoilers.
I watched that same video.
Of course. And like the part where they're talking, like with the trees and everything, and it looks all beautiful. But then if you look closely, when Wanda's talking about like, oh, you broke the rules and you're a hero. I break it. I'm a bad guy. Strange is wearing the same thing.
Yeah, trees in the background.
That was probably all the illusion and stuff like that.
The VFX in this movie are gonna go crazy, dude.
Oh no, the CGI and everything in this, those people earned their check.
And I think we both know, like, Marvel doesn't like to give away a lot, like in trailers. Like they cut out Toby and Andrew, but to have Professor X already revealed, whoever that flying person that attacked Wanda could be so many different people. And then I don't know, did you see all the stuff about the poster? Like with Captain Carter and Deadpool.
Yeah, Captain Carter. And then who's the girl?
America Chavez.
Yeah, bro.
She's badass, dude. She's badass. It's gonna be crazy, dude. I don't know really what to expect because so many different things happened in that trailer. But obviously, after we watch the trailer back, you kind of get an idea of what it might be leading to. But at the same time, we no clue what's gonna happen. It's gonna
Because
be
here's the thing, right? You got like 2 variants of Strange so far.
Three, and that early in the trailer when there's a guy flying in the blue light and he has long hair. That's Strange. If he didn't become the Sorcerer Supreme, he's just a guardian.
Really?
Yeah. So far we've seen three variants.
Because there's the Supreme.
Then there's just him. There's just
the
regular
zombie
Doc.
one.
Yeah. Well, actually, 4 then. Well, they got the original, and then we have Supreme, the zombie one. I don't know how much we're going to see of that. I hope we see a lot of that because I loved it in What If. But right now, I think we have 3 other variants. But I think we're going to see variants of almost every character in the MCU.
Bro, and then here's my thing too, right? Like, and both trailers, both of them. When's the last time you've seen a Marvel trailer on either for anything and there were no jokes?
I know. Serious throughout the whole
Like
day.
the teaser trailer and the actual trailer, both of them, 100% serious. We got blood out here. Blood on Wanda's face. I ain't seen that yet either.
Nah. They've been saying ever since they announced that this movie's coming out, they're like, this is gonna be like the darkest MCU movie you'll ever see. And I'm hyped for
there's literally nothing more I want in my life.
Yeah,
nothing.
It's gonna be. This movie better be like 3.5 hours, dude. I don't care how long I got to sit through it. Just give me everything. Don't leave anything out.
Exactly. Just release the director's cut immediately. I don't give a shit if it's 5 hours.
Yeah. Need it. And Sam Raimi, I'm glad that kind of all the COVID and everything happened for Doctor Strange. I'm not happy about COVID. I always said that. That was a bad way to word that, but
I know what you meant.
But getting Sam Raimi to direct this movie is huge. I think he's going to do a great job with it.
I didn't know that this one was supposed to come out before Spider-Man, by the way.
It's supposed to go this, then Spider-Man, yeah. Change the whole...
I feel like that doesn't make sense to me, though.
Well, it was kind of supposed to be like... This was supposed to open the Multiverse of Madness. Now Spider-Man kind of opened the multiverse. It was supposed to flip-flop, basically.
Yeah, but I guess Wanda would open the multiverse because I think that's what she's gonna do anyway.
It was supposed to come out after WandaVision and everything, so it was supposed to be because you see her with that book thing, and then Strange shows up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm gonna see Wanda as a villain now.
Oh man, it's gonna be so badass. So badass. I want to see Wanda versus Wanda and Strange versus Strange at the same time.
I just want to see Wanda versus Strange for 3 hours. I really do.
Because low key, I mean, Wanda is as powerful as they come, but Strange knows more about magic and everything.
I was about to say Strange knows more, but she's more powerful. Oh
yeah, it's gonna go crazy.
Really injected into my veins.
And I'm so glad that it's not 6 months away. We only got a few months to wait.
I know. What is it? May 5th?
May 25th.
It is the 25th?
Yeah, May 25th.
So same day.
Oh no, I was thinking of Obi-Wan. I think this.
I was about to say that's what I thought.
May 5th. Yeah, May 5th. I'm pretty sure.
And then the Moon Knight trailer too.
Oh yeah, that was badass. Moon Knight's gonna be pretty dark too. That's gonna be a dark show too.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm gonna be real. I might not be able to watch that at release time. I might have to wait till it's light outside to watch that. It might be a little scary. Might be a little. Might have some nightmares out here. Might have to watch it with the lights on.
I got werewolves out here. Can't be watching that at night.
Speaking of wolves, though, I saw this dude on TikTok who raised wolves, because they're in some sanctuary or whatever, and he got them when they were 3 days old or something and raised them. They are so much bigger than I ever thought.
Oh, wolves are huge, man. Huge.
Huge. Those are some big ass animals.
Yeah.
That's different. But whatever, we move on. We'll go to the NBA now. Because listen, we had a wonderful time. We had a wonderful time at the trade deadline. Usually I'm not. I feel like the NBA trade deadline never does it for me. But this year it obviously did. And we all know the big one, the one that we're all here for. Harden and Millsap go to Philly for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. Josh, I love it.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
it helps both teams. But honestly, I think the Nets win this trade easily, because you're getting Curry, who they need another shooter because Joe Harris looks like he's probably headed towards another surgery. He might be out for the rest of the year. You get Drummond, which kind of fixes your center position problems. And obviously Ben Simmons. The main part to all of this, somebody who's going to be able to attack the rim. He's going to be able to now, guard the best player on the other team. And I still think that we all sleep on KD as a defender. So that gives you 2 people who can actually defend now. Drummond gives you somebody who can actually rebound, which we knew was a problem with that team as well. And then you got Harden going over to Philly. I don't think Millsap really does anything, crazy over there. So you have Harden going over there. He's going to be paired up with Embiid. That should be very fun to watch. But here's another thing too. Like Harden, it's hard to say it was bad this year because he wasn't. Like it's not the James Harden that like we're used to seeing. Am I wrong on that?
No, definitely. I mean, he's got more talent around him than he did in Houston. When he was in Houston, he was averaging 37 because he had to. He couldn't really give it to Eric Gordon to play like Kyrie or KD.
Like in my head, this year has kind of shown me that Harden's on the back nine of the career, though.
Oh, he's for sure losing a step. He's not as quick and shifty as he was. Not even that was a big part of his game, but yeah, I agree. He just doesn't look the same as the MVP Harden we all know.
So, I mean, to me, clear win for the Nets. You also get 2 first back, which, I mean, hey, they might end up screwing around and trading them. Again, maybe they try and get something else eventually. Obviously it would have to be in the offseason because the trade deadline is over, clearly. But I don't know. I love this trade. I can't wait to see Ben Simmons play with the Nets. I can't wait for KD to finally get back. I guess we might not know when he's coming back because when Ernie Johnson asked him, he just said no, which is interesting. And by the way, when he could have drafted Harden, but he drafted who did he draft? Oh, Gobert. Instead, top 5 moment I've ever seen. God, it was that good.
Yeah. And I love that Charles kept talking about it too.
And then this man LeBron goes, well, is he going to play? Chuck goes, oh, he just got traded. His hamstrings are way better.
Yeah, he's putting icy out right now. But yeah, I think both teams win. Obviously long term it looks much better for the Nets, and this is kind of a all-in move for Philly because he already accepted his player option for next year, which means he's probably going to get that supermax from them. They're already paying Joel a bunch of money. They're paying Tobias Harris overpaid a lot. So as far as they're lucky they have young pieces like Matisse Thybulle and Tyrese Maxey who don't need deals for a while. But outside of those guys, which is only like 6 guys, that's 5 guys actually. That's not even players that are all gonna like fill out the roster. You're gonna have to get a lot of cheap players. It's gonna look a lot like what the Lakers are going through right now. But obviously, if you can get a ring out of it, it's huge. I'm excited to see this duo. I think people are really kind of because they're 2 great players does not always mean the fit is really good. Like the fit with LeBron and AD is really good because LeBron is not only a playmaker, but like he's good on the pick and roll, and AD is also good at both. Joel is not a pick and roll guy. Harden is a pick and roll guy. Obviously, they can both do other things, but I don't expect the fit to look beautiful day one. I think it's going to take a lot of feeling out to do. Harden said he's out throughout this weekend's All-Star break, but it'll be fun to see for sure, especially in the playoffs. And March 10th, the return. So we'll get to see that. Hopefully the stars are out for Brooklyn as well, but I doubt it. Maybe if Ben comes back on that day, that would be hilarious to go play against Philly. But I don't see that happening. But yeah, I think it's good for both teams. I think it works out for both them. But Harden, I think we need to stop hating on Russ so much for jumping teams and shit. Harden ain't found a home in a minute.
Bro,
And is this the biggest failure of a big three ever?
Yes.
Like 13-3 in 16 games. You only played 16 games and it's broken up. That's insane.
And you know what? The craziest part, you blame Kyrie. Kyrie's the reason this happened.
Kyrie's, I mean, I think it's a mixture of things. Kyrie obviously is the ringleader of this because he's only being able to play like below half the time, basically. And then you look at the injury last year, all the injuries going on. I mean, it sucks, man. It sucks.
No, but I think Kyrie's the reason this all happened for the simple fact of, like, people forget that last year he just left the team and never explained why.
Yeah, he was just out.
Like, he never explained why it happened. And then obviously now he won't get the vaccine and everything going with that. So, what's his name? Now, so Harden's mad about that. But obviously Harden's not going to come out and be like, oh, yeah, well, but he kind of did. He kind of did, because you got to remember, he said, I would give it to him myself if I could.
Yeah.
So you kind of know where Harden falls on the situation. While he's not going to come out and just be like, he's an idiot, I want to get him, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Harden's very smart. Harden's very smart of what he says and like what he does, because he never even really asked for a trade, never formally requested one. It was just always speculation, and he just was really good at showing like, I'm unhappy here. And then when they asked, he's like, no, I love it here.
He's a bitch, though.
He's for sure a bitch. For sure. Always has been. Always. Well, no, and I think when OKC gave up on him, he started becoming a bitch.
Like, the way he handled the Rocket situation, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him an option of where to be traded to, Philly or Brooklyn. He chooses Brooklyn. And then
I don't like it here. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, and that's the thing that annoys me too, though. Like, he never had the guts to just come out and say, like, I want to be traded, because he was scared of the backlash for asking off of 2 teams in 2 consecutive years. He was scared of it. Like, really, be man, bro. Step up. Say it with your chest.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But I want to get to my winners and losers, because there were a lot of trades that went down this week, and a lot of surprising trades. Probably the 2 most surprising to me, Kristaps Porzingis and a second-round pick for Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans. I think that is a terrible return for Kristaps Porzingis, and the fact that they had to give up a pick along with it. They basically just traded for another Maxi Kleber, a guy who's supposed to be a big man that shoots, but they suck at shooting. And not only that, Bertans is making $70 million. Spencer Dinwiddie has been terrible for the Wizards. And when you think about it, this is probably for the playoffs. Luka's going to have the ball in his hands for 40 minutes a game in the playoffs. Spence is an on-ball guy. He's not a great off-the-ball player, so that doesn't really do shit for you. But I love it for the Wizards. I think the Wizards win this trade. Like I said, Spence and Bertans are making a lot of money and weren't doing shit. If you can get that upside from Kristaps alongside Bradley Beal.
You mean Mid-Zingas?
I mean, he has been bad, but I mean, if they can figure out how to bring that former All-Star out of him, they easily win this trade, because instead of paying 2 guys a lot of money, you're paying 1 guy a lot of money. So I think it's a win for the Wizards for me. And then this trade just makes no sense to me. Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, Justin Holiday in a second for Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. I think if, like, the Kings just became the Pacers, like, that's all they did. They were like, hey, we suck, you suck, but we want to be you guys and suck. So they give up a very young, talented player who, if they even told the rest of the league, hey, this guy's available for trade, they get a way better return. Like, not that Sabonis is a bad player. He's a very good player, but he doesn't turn around a franchise. He's not making you into a contender. If you put Tyrese Halliburton on the trade block, he's making no money. He's been very good this season, arguably the best player on the Kings. You're going to get a much better return from a team that could really use a guy who's on a cheap deal and can contribute right now. And then you give up Buddy Hield, too.
I was going to say, and with the Buddy Hield package.
Yeah, you give up Buddy Hield, too, who's probably been the 3rd best player for the Kings. I mean, Tristan Thompson's a throw in there, but I think that.
Let me tell you something, though. The funniest thing I've ever seen in my life almost was some tweet that was like, I haven't seen a basketball related Tristan Thompson story in 5 years, and I was crying because it's such a fact.
It is. The man hasn't done anything in the league, but he's all over the place outside the league. But yeah, I think this is clear win for the Pacers. You knew they were gonna. We said it before the trade deadline. What we thought would happen. We thought the Pacers were gonna blow it up after the Karis LeVert trade. And if you're starting a rebuild, I wouldn't even really consider it a rebuild anymore because you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have Chris Duarte, who they drafted, who's an excellent shooter, and he's been playing good this year. You don't have to get rid of Brogdon and Miles Turner anymore because you're going to have a top pick still this year because you're not going to get yourself into the playoffs just because Reese. So it's, I mean, that's a beautiful start to a rebuild. You kind of can't really ask for anything better than that. You get a nice top pick this year. They got some good pieces. I think they easily win it for the Kings. I think this is them just kind of wanting to push for a play-in game this year, and I think Sabonis and Fox could be able to do that. I think the Pelicans are probably going to do it instead, though, after picking up CJ. So it'll be very interesting to see, but I just don't know what the Kings are thinking here. Because, like I said, you just basically swap places with the Pacers. You got Sabonis and a couple good pieces around them. That's not going to do anything.
Listen, I'm going to go with two different losers, and it's teams that didn't even make trades. Didn't even make them. The Knicks and the LA Walkers, as I like to call.
I just don't think the Knicks. It shocks me. The Knicks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you had all this momentum last year. You had people building you up this year, and it hasn't worked, and you still did nothing. Like, you did literally absolutely nothing. Why?
Yeah. I don't get it. I mean, like for the Lakers, I get it. They didn't really have a lot of room to do anything. And I'm tired of people acting like Taylor Horton Tucker is the next LeBron or some shit. That man is ass. So quit telling me his value is super high because he's young. He's playing a lot, and he hasn't really shown a damn thing. He misses layups all the time. He takes bad shots. He's a solid defender, and I mean he's going to be an okay player, but they're valuing him like, yo, THT and none for like Kristaps or something. Like, get out of my face with that. Are you stupid? Like, it's just not going to happen. But the Knicks is just so surprising. They got players they can move that have value. They're not playing well for you, so go get some other guys. Go do something. I mean, you traded for Cam Reddish and you don't play him, and now you're just not going to do anything else. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I thought honestly, I thought they were going to move Randall. I really did, because it's kind of gotten toxic to the point of like.
That was another player the Lakers fans were saying THT and none for. I was like,
if they were trading for Randall, I thought I really did think that a Randall for like Westbrook type of situation was going to happen. I really did.
Yeah, I think it would have benefited both teams for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you get for the Knicks, you get people like Toppin and everybody more time to play. The Lakers get rid of, Westbrook that they haven't had a good time with, and I mean, I don't know what you do with the Lakers. What do you run AD at center? You run.
He hates that.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's also soft as butter, so he probably couldn't do it. But you run Randall at power forward, Braun at, point guard, I guess, still.
Positionless.
Yeah.
He'd just be out there.
So, I don't know. That one was surprising to me. Who do you got as winners, though?
Yeah, I'm going with winners. I have the Hornets picking up Montrezl Harrell for Vernon Carey and Smith. I know people wanted them to go get a big man that can defend the paint better. That's not exactly Montrezl Harrell, but I think, currently just having Mason Plumlee as a center is not ideal. Yeah, and Montrezl says he's having the funnest time playing basketball in a long time. So I think that's a huge pickup. I do think people overvalue energy, like a energetic guy. I think that's overvalued in the league because if you're dog shit, but you're running around like Pat Bev does, you're not really doing nothing. But yeah, I think it was a good pickup. I think it's going to work out for them for a while. The Celtics getting Derek White for Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford in a top 4 protected first. I love that for the Celtics. Josh Richardson has not been good for them. Romeo Langford, I can't really call him a bust because he fell in the draft and just hasn't really done anything for him. And I think Derek White's huge. I think he's a very good player, very good defender, can play off the ball really well, and kind of gives them, obviously JT and Jaylen Brown are their number 1 and 2 scoring options, but then having Derek White and Marcus Smart as the 3rd and 4th, I think that's huge. I think he's going to be – they're on a nice streak right now. They've been winning a lot of games. So I think picking up Derek White is huge. I think he's going to go really well for them. So, yeah, those are my winners. Derek White to Boston and Trez to Charlotte.
Is it weird that I really like the Bucks getting Serge Ibaka?
Oh, I love that too. Huge pickup. I don't like to see them losing DiVincenzo, but they got good wings. I think Pat Connaughton could do what he does, but they definitely needed a center. They definitely needed a big man.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely like that one because Brook Lopez is out, right? And a lot of this is the Serge Ibaka thing is kind of like the Seth Curry in my head, where I think the Bucks know that the injury is worse than like it's probably out there that it is. So they bring in Serge Ibaka, like, okay, thank God we're gonna have a backup plan now. So I don't know. I like that one. I'm just looking through all the trades here. I do like the Pelican one. Again,
I think getting CJ, because you don't know if Zion's playing this year or not. But just for the future, having that, Brandon Ingram, CJ, and Zion trio, I really like that for them.
And then the Clipper one wasn't bad either, with Powell and getting Covington as well.
Yeah, that was nice.
So, I guess 3 winners. Why not? 3 winners, 2 losers for me. Let's see what else we got here. All-Star Weekend picks. Starting off with I don't even honestly, Josh.
I got it. I'll read it. The dunk contest: Jalen Green, Cole Anthony, Obi Toppin, Juan Toscano Anderson. I am going with Jalen Green, the rookie. I think rookies just love to come out and do crazy stuff here. He's a very athletic guy. He's a guard, small guard, so it looks more impressive. So I'm going to go with Jalen Green.
You know what? I'm going to show bias here and go with Obi Toppin just because I need something good to happen to New York.
Not that big. Obi can throw it down.
Like, listen, baseball is struggling with their lockout right now. Probably not going to start on time. So that means I don't get to. So that means New York doesn't get to piggyback off the Yankees. And actually, this year the Mets, believe it or not, to carry us through everything because our football teams are trash and the Knicks suck. So I'm gonna give me Obi just so something good can happen for us. Then we got the 3-point contest.
Yeah, Desmond Bain, Luke Kennard, Zach LaVine, C.J. McCollum, Patty Mills, Karl Anthony Towns, Fred VanVleet, and Trae Young.
Can I first off say that this is the worst lineup I've ever heard?
I strongly disagree. I really like this lineup.
Maybe it's because I'm not locked into basketball like I should be.
Yeah, they're not big names, but guys like Desmond Bain knocked out. And do you know who has seen Desmond Bain? Have you ever seen him?
No, one
He's
time.
Fucking jacked, bro. Like jacked. And he knocks down threes with ease. It's insane to watch. But yeah, him. I think I'm gonna go with. It's tough because I think I'm gonna go with Fred VanVleet. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Fred VanVleet. I just think he's his first real All-Star weekend. He is an All-Star player. I think he's gonna show out. But Trae Young, Patty Mills, they can go out and put on a show too. So it'll be very interesting to see.
I'm going with Trae. And then he's going to win the 3-point contest and get a new hairstyle. All on the same night.
Hell no, he can never get rid of that hairstyle, man.
Oh, no. He's going to do something.
Because he going to look ugly bald. So he can't go bald. Have you never seen Photoshops of him bald?
Oh, no, I haven't.
It looks goofy, man. Actually, no, he kind of looks like Aang.
Now that's tough. That's a tough life then. Yeah, I want to see an NBA player just pull up with the Yang on one time.
That'd be badass, dude. Someone got
just
a tat
blue
of that.
paint. Is that like against the NBA rules or something?
No. I mean, yeah, probably wearing paint is against the rules, but if it was like a tat.
Imagine getting a avatar tat.
There's got to be someone out there that has it.
Oh, no, there 100% is. I can guarantee it, but But interesting decision. And then we have our All-Star game itself.
I think
I have seen
LeBron's.
the teams.
See,
Yeah.
LeBron's gonna kick the dog shit out of them because KD's
Yeah.
out. Like it's they're gonna kick. And first of all, he got Giannis and Steph out top plus himself. Like he's that team's gonna kill him. Gonna kill them.
Like, I don't understand, like, what is going on. Like, Giannis last year when he drafted his team, awful. Like, I could have drafted a better team easily. Like, KD, I could have drafted a better team than you too, bro. Like, what are we
KD
doing?
didn't give a shit though. KD don't give a.
Oh no,
he did not give a
KD
shit.
would have rather been anywhere else on the planet
Mm-hmm.
than on that TNT draft show.
But it was so funny though. I mean, I'm just so glad it worked out the way it did with Harden last. That was so good because he didn't even need. He had
and then like I said with the Ernie, yo, how's your can I ask you how your rehab? No.
And it's funny because he had already drafted Jokic, already drafted Cat, and he's like, it was Gobert and Harden. He's like, I need some size. I need a big man. And I was like, oh, bro. It was so funny.
And LeBron did that shit on purpose.
Absolutely. That was so funny.
There ain't no way that Harden should have been the last pick there.
No.
LeBron was doing it. He would have taken.
The reason Harden's always like Harden and Gobert are always last because what does Rudy do for you in an All-Star game? Nothing. And Harden wants to do everything in the All-Star game. So that's why it usually comes down to those two guys.
Like, I literally think that LeBron would have picked Grayson Allen over anybody just so James Harden would be there at the end.
Yeah.
Like, he would have picked any NBA player just to make sure that Harden was there at the end.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Very funny. All right. Josh, I think that's the show. Broke down the Super Bowl. Talked a little, Star Wars and Marvel. Talked a little NBA, some UFC. We do it all here. We're pretty well-rounded. I'm just saying. We're very good at this. But with that being said, like I said, we're going to end the show here. And Josh, before we do that, I got to, where can the people find you? I got to make sure that everybody knows where you are.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Jolin_4. Make sure you go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Appreciate everybody showing up in the comments today. Had some great interaction and conversations. And head on over to Underdog. Use code GenZ, double your first deposit. They're giving away free money all the time. You're already getting free money when you sign up. And then they're doing props that just put money in your pockets, man. So, tune in Monday, 7 Eastern.
As for me, Anthony Conover _ over there on Twitter. You can also follow this show right there at Gen Z Sports. Tuesdays, obviously we do this Monday, 7 Eastern every week, breaking down everything. Tuesdays, I do the hard count with me and CJ, who we had some wonderful interactions with the comments today. That's everything in the football world. So obviously we're going to go even deeper into the Super Bowl, offseason, everything like that. All because it's that NFL offseason. I don't mean the show stop either. Don't worry, we'll still be here. Thursdays, I do Backstop Banter, which is the baseball edition of the hard count. Everything in the baseball world will break down the lack of negotiating skills that the MLB and the MLBPA have. So we'll get into that. That's about it. Anthony _Con over there on Twitch as well. And like Josh said, make sure you go over to Underdog. Use code GenZ. Double your first deposit up to $100. Some free bread over there. Okay? So with that being said, I will end the show there. Josh, another wonderful episode if I say so myself. And listen, people, we'll see you next week.